Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited for this video. So a few, I want to say weeks or months ago, Cat McCloud MUA left a comment on one of my videos, or was it a community post, and said, I think you need to do a full face of nostalgic makeup, because I think I made a comment about some makeup that was super nostalgic to me, and I loved the idea. So here we are, we're doing the full face of nostalgic makeup. I went and I shopped my stash. I did not film it because this video would have been an hour long otherwise. But I shopped for like the most nostalgic like feeling makeup in my collection that really just threw me back to like old school beauty YouTube, and we're gonna have fun. So I also threw up a poll on my community tab before I started filming asking which eyeshadow palette I should use, because I was torn between three of them. It was like one of the original like Wet n Wild kind of color icon palettes, an old Katniss Vegan Dinner, oh that's funny, Kindness Vegan Dinner palette, or the original Zodiac palette, because this one, this is actually one I considered panning, but I don't think I'll ever pan this because it's the best Zodiac palette and they no longer make it. And I love this thing to death. So I am really feeling the greens. I really want to dig in here and do a nice look. And we're going to start that first because I know the fallout is going to get everywhere. So we're going to do eyes first and then move into the rest of my face. Before we jump in, if you want to check and make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever new videos do go live on this channel, maybe every week, aiming for every week. I also have a vlog channel. I know not a lot of people have heard about the vlog channel because every time I post about it, new people pop up and they say, oh, I had no idea you had a vlog channel. So there is one. I'll have it linked up in the cards. It's down in the description box as well. I post a lot less frequently there, but I like having that space to kind of talk about like lifestyle stuff and beauty and stuff that isn't strictly like makeup. I'm trying to keep this channel mainly makeup and beauty. Okay, so I've got two options here actually for a nostalgic eye primer, which sounds a bit silly now that I say it out loud, but we've got the original like MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, and we've got the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. Now, I think we're going for a pretty, like, I'm looking at the rest of the products that I have right here. I think we're going for a pretty like full coverage, full beat kind of thing, so I think we're gonna go with the MAC Paint Pot. So let me grab a concealer brush. And I remember back when like everyone and their mother only used the MAC Paint Pots. They are a bit expensive, but honestly, for how long they last, like I think I used one of these like panned to completion and it took me like 6 months. So, and that's if you're using it every day. I wear makeup every day. I used to always wear makeup every day. Oh, I forgot how high coverage it is. Especially if you have like hooded lids. This is a game changer. Because I know a lot of people can get away with not using eye primer, but I am not one of those people. I have hooded lids, I have oily lids, so without eye primer, my eyeshadow would last approximately 30 seconds. And you know, I'm not going to be too clean like out here. I'm probably just going to wipe and give myself a nice wing before we move in with the rest of my face makeup. Do you guys remember when MAC finally got put into Ulta and they started including these paint pots in the 21 Days of Beauty? I'm pretty sure that's when I bought these two, because I have both. I have one Soft Ochre and I have one Painterly, which were the two everyone used to prime their eyes. And I bought those because they were literally like half off during that sale, and I still have them. That is one thing. They're a little pricey, but I like that they actually last a while. Like I've had both of these for years and they're slightly dried out, but like look, it still blends out and it still works. I don't think I've ever had like a MAC cream shadow go bad on me. Also, I forgot to mention it, but I did my brows before I started the video just because I didn't really have anything nostalgic that was brow related, so I just did them off camera. So before I jump in, there isn't really a shade in this palette that is close to my complexion, so I'm going to do a spoiler for the face powder we're going to use. This is the Balm Sexy Mama Translucent Powder, and I repressed it because I hit like a lot of pan in the middle, and I am just going to set this with my face powder. Wow, I remember back when like Soft Ochre, the shade was like too light for me, and now it's like really dark on my complexion. And that's what happens when you start working from home and you don't go outside and you actually start wearing sunscreen like you should. Okay, I have been dying to jump in. So I think I'm going to start with the Capricorn Green, of course, because I am a Capricorn. I'm going to use that green matte shade. We're going to deepen it up a little bit. I don't know if I want to use the black or this dark brown. We'll choose one of those. And again, I don't want to get too worried about being clean on the edges because I'm just going to clean up and make some nice wings. So let's go in with the green. And I have to say, this palette, look how pigmented that is. Jesus. I love this palette to death. It is so good. And it has like literally the best baked eyeshadow formula I have ever seen. And I've tried a lot of baked eyeshadow formulas, especially when they're affordable. It's just so difficult to find like a baked eyeshadow that is pigmented but not chalky, smooth, and not like full. I've seen so many of them that just have actual glitter in them, and it's like the worst thing ever. These are so nice. And I was so upset when they discontinued these palettes. I believe there's 3 in the big palettes, and I own all 3 of them. There's this one, there's the Love Signs, and then there's the Zodiac. And the big palettes, I like them better. They also came out with like a mini Zodiac palette for each Zodiac, and I wasn't a huge fan of those. I just thought they were a little, I don't know, redundant. But like, look how nice this blends. And the shades are so pretty. Should have gotten my hand mirror out. Please hold. Alright, now that we have that, I think I'm going to go in with the dark brown and not the black. We might do the black afterwards. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go into the smaller MAC brush for the dark brown. That looks pretty. So I think we're going with the lid shade before I go in. I might do a little bit of the black just to finish up the outer corner. So, another super nostalgic makeup product for me are the Stila Glitter and Glows. Remember these? These were such a big hit when they came out. Everyone had them, and they're expensive. They're like $25 for a single one. So for the longest time, I just could not afford these. I think the shade is going to work. This is the shade Diamond Dust. And I waited forever, and I finally saved up, and I got them, and they are pretty. I have to say, I've tried the other Stila products, the matte ones, the weird, what are they called? I forgot. But they have other ones, and they're like matte shadows or satin shadows and glimmers or whatever. None of them are as good as the glitter and glows. Those are the best ones. So I'm going to use this on the lid, and then we'll go in with one of the baked shadows on the inner corner. And I hope you cannot hear the chunky baby messing with his toys when I'm filming. He's hiding under the bed. It's okay, but we'll play later, buddy. I gotta finish filming, okay? Yeah, we'll play later. Look how pretty that is. Okay. So I think now is when I'm going to go in and clean up down here and make a nice sharp wing. And then we will do eyeliner, because that's also very nostalgic for me. Okay, so they're not perfectly even, but we can make it work. So for this next step, it's not the actual product that's nostalgic, but the like application. So back in like high school, college, I would never go anywhere unless I had winged eyeliner on. If I had no winged eyeliner on, I basically felt naked. And this is from iMethod Beauty. They have stamps on here that are supposed to help you build your wing, because I haven't done a winged eyeliner in so long. Like, I literally kind of went away from doing it, and like now it's a little difficult. You forget how hard it is to get back into something when you're no longer practicing it pretty often. So I'm going to try using these stamps. So this is the left stamp. And at least this way, since the rest of my face is like this, if I do really mess it up, we could redo it or fix it or something. So I'm going to try my best here to use this stamp. Okay, not terrible, not terrible. So then we've got this kind of outline of the stamp there. And then we're going to go in. I'm going to take it in like halfway like that, and whoa, that wing got big. But hey, nostalgic makeup, this is nostalgic. Ooh, let's let that dry before I scrunch my hooded eye up. Now the real challenge will be to get them to match. Take a deep breath. Wish me luck. Wow, this one's like not wet. That's only like half the stamp got wet. That's unfortunate. Okay, okay, let's try that again. Alright, we're gonna have to freehand this side because, yeah, that's unfortunate that dried out. So, I feel like this pen is like totally dried out, which is so strange because I got both of these pens at the same time and they've been stored the same exact way. So I'm gonna try using the pen on the other one. I think we did it. We had to freehand it, but we did it. Let me dry this down before I jinx it. I just realized we didn't go back to add black to the eyeshadow, but I think it looks fine. So I think we are good for the eyes. I'm going to do the lower lash line and then like the mascara after we do the rest of the face. So let's jump in with primer. Now to me, nothing screams more nostalgic than the Smashbox primer water. This was everywhere when I first started watching YouTube, and I have no idea what the scent of this is, but it's like literally one of my favorite makeup scents of all time. And I have to say, they discontinued this and they came out with a new version. Doesn't smell the same. So I went a few months ago like on Poshmark and I bought 2 of these like unopened in the box, completely sealed. And this one's almost done. I have 1 bottle left and then like that's it. And then they're gone forever. So I'm going to like cover my eyes. Actually, wait, let's do I've got a cream primer I want to use as well. The other super nostalgic primer is the Hangover RX from Too Faced. Now this one, I think it came out like right when beauty YouTube was getting big, but this one is just such a nice moisturizing primer. It feels like just like a regular moisturizer, and it also smells nice. I don't know what the scent of this one is, but I think like in general, super nostalgic makeup to me are those makeups that are like heavily scented. All right, and they still do sell this. I bought this recently. Now that we have that on, let's go in with the primer water. I have no idea how to describe that scent. I need to like Google it and see. There we go. So I'm just gonna let that dry down. All right, we are dried down and time to jump into our foundation. I've got 2 options here. Technically they're the same foundation, but one's the matte version and one's the dewy version. But I just feel super nostalgic about the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. Now there are some other foundations that honestly I do feel more nostalgic about, but they've all been discontinued. Like the original CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir foundation, I loved that, no longer exists. The Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation, oh my god, I have no idea why they discontinued that. Literally like the best foundation ever. Gone. To the abyss. I don't know why when brands have like an amazing foundation like formula, they discontinue it. I don't know if it's because in order to make a great formula, it's like expensive, and so it's not profitable for the brand in the long run, but Jesus, stop discontinuing all your best foundation formulas. Anyway, Wet n Wild. I recently picked these up like a few months ago to try them out again because I tried them out when they first came out originally and they did not work well on my skin. Now I've noticed that actually the matte foundation is really nice on my skin, especially in the summer. So I think we're going with the matte foundation for today, and we'll save the dewy for another time. Now speaking about scents, this is also heavily scented, but like not in a great way. It smells like paint thinner. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not bad because I just bought these, and also I remember when the reviews first came out for these that everyone was saying it smelled like paint thinner. Now, as I'm putting this on, I realized I forgot to wet my sponge, so I am going to run to the bathroom real quick. I also gotta say, I really don't like the spatula on here. I wish they just had a pump on this, but I mean, that's probably part of the reason why they can keep it so affordable, right? All right, we are back. Yeah, it smells terrible. I'm getting like super light coverage. I'm not too worried about that because the concealer we're gonna go in with is like super duper high coverage. So if there's any spots open, I might just spot conceal. So let's be careful around the brows. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab a concealer brush and do the rest. So the most nostalgic concealer that I have is Dermacol. I remember when like beauty YouTube first discovered Dermacol. I think I found this through Taylor Wynn, and she did, I believe it was part of 15 Days of Foundation, which I love that series. I'm a little sad she doesn't do it anymore, but totally understand that it was a lot for her to take on, not to mention her being chronically ill and still doing all of that work on top. But I think she was the first person I found that used it, and then a few other people tried it, and then it was like off to the races. It's like the most full coverage concealer ever. For our next step, we are gonna bake. We're gonna bake with the original Coty Airspun powder. I have the shade Naturally Neutral, and I hope it's still a good shade match. We're about to find out. I also bought this a few months ago, I think, when there was a sale at my local Walgreens, because you can get this like really cheap, like less than $10 cheap, and this amount of product lasts like months, if not like a full year. So let's pat this out. And I have not fully baked. Like, I'll set my under eyes, but I haven't like baked in a long time. So let's see. Again, with the scents, this is a heavily scented product. I just feel like this could also be like a full face of like heavily scented beauty products. I feel like I need more for it to be like a full bake, so let me get more powder. And did you bake if you didn't get it all over your shirt? Okay, and while we're here, I'm gonna set my chin, and then I think the rest we'll just do with the pressed powder. And like I mentioned before, we're going to set the rest of my face using the Sexy Mama translucent powder from the Balm. And I feel like the Balm is a brand that really isn't talked about a lot because they've never really come out with anything new. And I think in general their shade ranges are also pretty bad. Like they only have one, I believe, pressed powder, and it's this shade. And it's supposed to be translucent. I don't know if it's actually translucent on people with a deeper complexion, but I only buy from them when they do their 50% off sale, and they do that like a couple of times a year. Alright, we are totally powdered and matte. We're gonna let the bake sit for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back to do the complexion. Man, I look ghostly. Alright, let's dust this bake away. It's been so long since I've done this. Man, it looks really good. I haven't used the Dermacol under my eyes for a while, and I haven't baked under my eyes for a while, and I'm surprised it actually looks really nice. Man, you know, I've been kind of going for like mainly not setting my makeup, but I forgot how nice it can look when you bake. How pretty. Okay, moving on. So next we're gonna do contour and bronzer, Contour and bronzer. Bronzer. I have the Tarte palette. This is the original Jesus. I cannot talk today. Ooh, maybe I need to eat lunch. But this is the original Play palette, and I love these powders so much. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cool tone shade in the middle for contour, and then this is really orangey, so we might try to use it for bronzer. Let's see how the contour comes out. But I love these because they're super like blendable, so you can put it on and it might look like a lot at first. And you know what, I am going to, because this is nostalgic, contour basically everything. I'm gonna contour up here. I'm gonna contour down here a little bit. There we go. Take a dual fiber brush. All right, we are contoured. Let's go in. I'm gonna take a very light hand with that bronzer. Ooh, light hand who, Monica? Jesus. Please blend out. Please blend out. Alright, I gotta say, these shades are at least pretty forgiving. Alright, I might go in there with the dual fiber brush, actually. And just do a little bit up here. It's showing up a little harsher on camera, like usual, but at least these blend out. They are pretty forgiving. Now for blush, I pulled out another Tarte palette because I don't think I have an individual Tarte blush anymore. But to me, like the most nostalgic blush ever are like the Tarte blushes. Do you remember when everyone went nuts for like those big blush books Tarte would come out with? And I wanted one of those so bad. Could never afford them at the time. They were really expensive, even on sale. I think they were like $60-something, and I just could not push it. I'm kind of sad they don't do them anymore. I kind of really want a big blush book. But this is very pretty. Here we go. I'm gonna go into the dual fiber, blend all that in. Now for highlighter. I could not do a nostalgic video without mentioning Becca highlighters. I mean, I know of course they live on through Smashbox, but the original Becca highlighter. So I have two here. I didn't know which one matched the look better. I've got Moonstone, which might be a little dark. And then I also have from their Light Chaser collection, this is Pearl Flashes Gold. And I think we're gonna do Pearl Flashes Gold. So I'm gonna take my Milani brush. Yeah, look how pretty that is. I'm gonna highlight tip of the nose. Yes. Oh, my little highlight goblin. Oh, why is my Alvin just tried calling me? I think he butt dialed me. Yeah, since it's a nostalgic video, we're gonna pile this highlighter on. Then we're gonna blend it out. There we go. Face complexion has been completed. Now to finish these eyes. So I'm looking at this and I kind of want to go with like a gold for the lower lash line. So the shade Aquarius in here is like a really pretty gold, and I think that baked shade is gonna look really nice on the lower lash line. And then for the inner corner, I was gonna go with the middle highlight shade. Yeah, we'll do the inner highlight shade because that's supposed to be a face highlight, but honestly it sucks as a face highlight, but it works good as an inner corner highlight. So let's put Aquarius on. Oh, that looks so pretty. I'm glad I did that. Blend it up. And I got a little tiny bit of fallout, so dual fiber. Now, another nostalgic product I'm going to use in the waterline is, of course, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. And I know this is mainly used as like a eye primer, but I've always used this on my waterline because it is just the brightest, prettiest liner. And these things last forever. Now for the inner corner, I'm going to go in with that highlight shade from the palette. Yeah. There we go. So now that everything is done, let us go ahead and drench our faces with some Fix Plus and then some setting spray. I'm just gonna do mascara off camera because I don't have any nostalgic mascaras, and honestly the only ones I can think of are like discontinued. Like there's a Marc Jacobs mascara I remember loving. Marc Jacobs doesn't do makeup anymore, sadly enough. And this is the final look. I am just so, you know, impressed with how nice it looks. But of course I did like these makeup techniques and used these products like years ago. There's a reason I did them for so long because it looks really nice. I gotta say, overall I'm impressed, especially by my under eyes, because recently I've not been setting my under eyes because whenever I set them with powder it would crease more and it would make me look a little bit older, but like here my under eyes look so nice and it's just so fun seeing myself in a wing again. I might have to do wings more often because that was fun. I've got a hair stuck right here. There we go. We got it. Oh, I forgot the lipstick. So the nostalgic lipstick that I actually, because I don't really wear lipstick anymore, but when I think of nostalgic lipstick, I think of this lipstick from Good Colourpop and Sophia Nygaard collection, and this is the shade Bikini Bottom. So let's throw that on to actually finish the look. There we go, an actual full face of nostalgic makeup. I'm in love with how the look came out, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I feel like I need to pull out my nostalgic makeup more often and do more videos like this. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below, what is the most nostalgic piece of makeup that you own? And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.